Folks, welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, hey, how you doing? My name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. And today is a new day and another week of me building this business. Now, this is our warehouse. We've been in here for, must be about 8 weeks now, which is kind of surreal how quickly that has gone. And the whole purpose of these videos is, number one, I'm documenting my journey of what it looks like to build a business that hopefully is going to be my legacy. And we started from reselling, we started from thrifting. Now we do a lot of wholesale and we do a lot of other different things as well. And it's probably going to look very different of how I build my business to how you're building yours. There's lots of people that are watching these videos, and I want to say a big thank you to each and every single one of you. And that's okay. So this is my journey, nothing to compare to in terms of what I'm doing to what you're doing. You do you, I'll do me, and we'll have a lot of fun in between. The other purpose for this video, or the other purpose for these videos, is really just to document and show what that journey looks like. So I'm taking you through all the decisions I'm making, what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, each week as I build this out. And hopefully the intention there is to give you some ideas, some inspiration, some motivation, some encouragement to pursue your own dreams, to pursue your own goals and ambitions, and to make it happen, because we can achieve whatever we want when we're willing to do the work. And this is my dream. It's continued to turn into something bigger and more beautiful than I originally expected, and I'm sure it will continue to grow. And for me, this is year 5 of building this dream. We still have a long way to go and lots of exciting things to come. So if you do enjoy this kind of stuff, make sure you do hit subscribe, make sure you like if you enjoy it as well. And of course, if you've got any questions along the way, chuck them down below, and I'm more than happy to answer. We've got some timestamps down below as well, so you can pick and choose what you want to watch. Monday morning, it's actually not super early. It's only 7:58 in the morning, and it's another crazy week ahead. So we've finally kicked off Q2 for 2025, and I've got some pretty ambitious goals for the next quarter. I did speak about that in the last week's episode, but really I just want to continue to grow the business by about 10-15%, but really focus on getting the bottom line now up. Now that we've got the warehouse, we're seeing a lot of synergies, we're getting some new opportunities come through, and that's a chance to kind of double down on that and really start to rebuild the war chest, or some cash flow, or actually just cash back in the business. So we put a lot of investment into getting this warehouse, and it's been quite a slippery slope getting here, but we're here and that's it. So today, Monday, the focus is to do a pick, pack and post first. We've actually got quite a lot of orders going out. I believe it is currently at 69. So it's probably actually closer to about maybe 75, 76 items. There's quite a few multiple quantity orders. We're on 92,851. We did get up to 94,000 over the weekend. But now that we've been doing more than $1,000 a day for the last 90 days, the pressure's on to continue to grow that. So 69 orders to go out, a whole bunch of different things, lots of clothing, all those different things, which we'll go through a little bit later. For me this morning, I've also got my washing coming back. I've got to send out washing, which I'm actually really excited about. The reason why I get excited about it is because I get to pick and choose what I'm putting into the washing bags. And that means, we get to choose what's going in, what's going out. We had a lot of shirts come back last week, and some of these shirts are incredible. Which I really love doing, especially some of these Wranglers, they're really nice. But we've still got lots of stock over there to sort through. And of course, again, if you're new here, there's always crazy things happening. So the other week we did pick up about 1,600 items of clothing, which I'm going to start sorting this week. I've got my second photographer. They're going to be spending a little bit of extra time after doing photos to help process all this. And yeah, so lots in here, lots to be found, and I'm excited for it. I'm absolutely excited. So whew, I'm pumped. And I will say this, I've been away all weekend. I did take some time away. Every quarter, Carla and I, my partner, we kind of just reset, refresh, make sure we take some time to reflect and rest. And that's really good. So I'm back motivated, ready to continue to see what we can do in the next 90 days. Also got lots of Macs that I need to process, lots of things. So I'm going to get settled in, and then we'll start getting into the day and the rest of the week. Appreciate you being here. Let's rock and roll. So the first thing that I like to do just when I get in is just make sure that there's no small little admin things that need to be done, or just to make everyone's life easier. Now, I've got my photographer in today, photographer number one. So the first thing that I've done is I've come over here, turned things on, got things charging, so that way it's just passively happening. I did get some goodies over the weekend, so I've just flat laid them all out and then put the ones in for washing that need to go for washing. So I've done that. I've made up some more boxes for our boxes that go all the stock. The other thing that I do is I always just make sure there's enough space. Again, making sure that my workers are fully equipped, ready to go. And some of this stuff I usually do on the week, each day, but because I've been away all weekend, you know, I didn't do anything Friday. I wasn't here Friday. So this stuff I just got to move quickly. This is all market stuff, and this is stuff actually that I was meant to do last week, but it just didn't become priority. So the goal for the market situation is I want to be able to make up one section for market stuff and just get it out of the way. So I really need to do that today, but for now I'm just going to move some things just so my photographer can move forward without friction. And that's that. The other thing that one thing that really needs to happen, whether it will happen this week, I need to dedicate some good time to it, is a big cleanup, because we've just been running so fast to get things up and happening, getting the new managed service running, all these different things. I haven't been able to kind of get on top of cleanup. So a cleanup needs to happen. I still haven't taken the cardboard to the tip yet. I mean, some of these things aren't urgent, right? But at the same time, in here, last week we had a big consignment deal come through, which all needs to be processed this week as well. So I've got a huge long to-do list, and that's why really just need to get on top of things. So I'm just going to quickly shuffle those market things, get them out of the way so I can start to work on them later this week, and so that my photographer can be ahead. And then we're going to get into a packing session. Then we're going to get into a picking session, and I've got to pick out quite a lot of items, but wouldn't have it any other way. Let's do this. All right, we are going to do a quick little pick. One of the most asked questions that I have is, what lanyard do I use? Now, this is just hanging around the neck. I got this off Amazon. I'm going to chuck it up on screen for the people that have been keen to get this. I think it's like 10 bucks. I don't know, you get 2 for 10 bucks. I will get a small commission if you do purchase it, like 3%, but not that that's much. So if you are looking for it, here it is on screen, link in the description below. We're going to do a quick little pick. Let's see what we got. We've even got creams going out. All right, so the washing is back. Just had it dropped off and I handed over a few more. And this is kind of what it looks like. We're actually using new IKEA bags actually, which is a lot better. These are a lot better. Anyway, let's take them in. Alright folks, there was a question that came through from JC regarding sending an item and it cost them way too much international. For some reason it cost them $60, whereas they went into Australia Post and it cost them, I think they said only $26. So they've asked if I can take you through how to do international postage. First thing that I suggest, if you went into Australia Post and it was cheaper, ask them what they did. Understand why it was $26 and why yours was $60. I have no idea what the mistake was, but what I can assume it was is probably a weight thing. One of the things that people always muddle up, and I can't show you everything because obviously it's got people's personal information, but there's two components in the international section where you have to put weight, and the first one is the actual item weight. So I'm sending a pair of shorts which weigh 190 grams, so you put 0.19, not 190 kilos. I think that maybe what you've done is you've probably missed a decimal and you've put something as kilos and not as point. So the total weight of it is then with the box and the bag of the active shorts came to a total of 0.29 kilos. So 0.29 kilos is 290 grams. And then that is only going to cost me about $21 to send international. So I highly recommend you just review the decimals that you're putting in for your grams and your kilos, and that will probably fix your mistake. Alright folks, it's been a bit. Postage is all done. I've also had some lunch. So we've got 2 big bags full and a couple of big bulk lots up here. Happy with that. And I also started to do some, just took a bit of a, what do you call it? I don't know, pattern reset. I started to get out all of this and flat lay all the sweaters. So they're all North Face. We now have all the sweaters flat laid out. And then I started to actually get out the next round of stuff that's going for wash. These are all pure wool. Majority of them are wool rich, but there's a few nice bangers in here as well. That's got to get put into bags. But the next plan of action is actually I need to do these MacBooks. So, which means I have to finally get this all set up and actually happening. So I'm going to start to do that and get into it. Alright folks, these are all the Macs we're doing today. A bunch of different models. We have to test them, see if they're working, format them, all those different things. Most of these, actually probably all of them, will go for parts only for repair. Again, I usually work with repeat customers on these ones because they sell as odd jobs that they need. I mean, bits and bobs for odd jobs that they're using to fix things, and sometimes people are just buying for the screen or whatever. So ASP on these is usually around that $70, $80 mark, but sometimes we get a bit higher, sometimes it's a bit less. So yeah, I'm going to work through all these, give them a test, give them a run through, and get those done because we've been putting them off for a while, then move on to the next task. Alright team, Macs have been done. It took way too long, just because there was a lot of them that had a lot of issues and faults, so it was hard to kind of do the reformatting, or if I couldn't format them I had to open them up and do configuration and pull out things. It was, yeah, definitely one of the longer ones. But in the interim, what I was doing is while they were doing the recoveries or while they were doing the formats and all that stuff, I actually started to make up all the wool-rich wool bags. So we've made up a whole bunch of washing bags. I've got a couple more that I'm going to do now. I'm expecting a delivery anytime soon, so just getting ready for that. But yeah, we charge on. Hopefully we'll have more media and more e-waste arriving. Alright folks, so last week we pulled out all this media from the bins. I haven't actually put them into the categories of tapes or VHS or CDs yet, so I'm probably just going to do that while I'm just waiting for the next drop-off, assuming they're coming. And then I'll probably start to just do a bit of a cleanup for tomorrow and things that we're doing for the rest of the week. Made all the emptied all the washing bags, and all the washing's ready to go. So yeah, this is probably the next best thing to do. Make some space here, and then, hey look, if we're lucky, maybe this week we might get to this. We'll see. Alright, so this is where we landed. We actually got one big, I guess, banana box of CDs. We got a banana box of VHS, some Thunderbirds or some Dino Riders. Nothing crazy in here. This is pretty cool though. I mean, that's going for about 20 bucks at the moment. Then we got, that was from the last time, and then we got all of these cassettes. There's some interesting ones in here. We've got Oasis, there was some Queen, there was also some other interesting ones in here. Can't remember where I put them. I mean, these are in no particular order, but there was some other higher end ones in here, I believe. So that was pretty cool. And then we've got some more VHS there as well. So starting to, oh, and then we had the DVDs as well. DVDs, and I think there's a couple of video games and Blu-rays in there. So we are starting to make a few more. Still haven't got my delivery yet. It's likely that it's going to come later in the week. Yeah. Alright team, that is Monday for a wrap. Delivery's been pushed out to Thursday, which is, you know, half expected. That's okay. I've just been doing a bit of a cleanup as well, making a bit more space on things. Still really need to do a cardboard tip run. So there's all that needs to get changed. Leaving these out because they're going to go in there tomorrow for the sorting, and still got to clean up all this. That's all just boxes, so just not priority. And there's a bit of wasted space there, so I will try and do some of that this week, but I think tomorrow my priority is going to be, one, I have to have this all set up properly in here for my photographer to start sorting. So I'll get that set up in the morning, and then I need to start processing this. And I've still got a little backlog of some other electronics as well. So plenty to do, but that's for another day. So I'm out of here, folks. I will see you tomorrow, and we do it all again. Ciao. Folks, welcome to Tuesday, and it's another big day. It's the days are just moving so quick. I'm just going to say straight off the bat, gee, yesterday was absolutely brutal. So anyone that's watching or playing along at home in terms of the stock market and what's going on in the US with the tariffs and all that, man, bloodbath, just absolutely brutal. But that's not what I'm talking about. I actually only did $300 in sales yesterday. I only did 5. Actually, I did 6 orders or 5 orders anyway, and yeah, it's pretty rough. So I don't know if that was a correlation because people just panicking, freaking out, but this is the reality of it, folks. Some days I'm doing, you know, really big numbers, and some days I'm not. So we've dropped back down to about 92,500 because I've got to basically continue to retain $1,100 a day to keep my growth happening, if not more. Anyway, so if you're feeling it, I'm feeling it. Just letting you know that you're not alone. But we charge on. It's a little bit dark, isn't it? It's 7 o'clock. Just got here, just dropped Carla off at the train. She's heading into the city to work. Today we have my photographer in. I'm gonna get them all set up, ready, just everything charging. Gonna make some boxes, make sure that's all happening. And then I'm gonna go finish my listings. We'll sit down, do a bit of a listing session, and oh, geez, that was bright. And make that happen. Let me just plug this in here. Plug these bad boys in. Get that all sorted, and then I've got a bank appointment at 10:30, and other than that, I need to really just get ahead of things. There's a whole bunch of things that's been going through my mind. There's still a few more electronic stuff over here. I would like to try and get into some of this as well. However, we do have all that stuff in the front room, so I'll have a bit of a think of what I'm going to take action on next, just because there is literally so many things I can be doing. There's always a balance of should be, could be, would be, want to be, all these different things. But also today, my photographer, they're going to start working a few extra hours in the afternoon and help just process a lot of this. So what I'll be getting them to do is basically what Carla and I did the other day, is basically putting things into similar categories or brands. And the idea is, by them doing that, it clears up space. And then when I say, hey, look, we want to list a whole bunch of sweaters, I can essentially just say, okay, that's the sweater pile, pull it all out and go straight into the washing. So I'm going to get them to start doing that today. We've got a lot. I'll probably get them to start this side, I think, just because it's a little bit easier. And then once they've made some room over here, they can bring some of that over here. So I've got to set that up as well, but I'll do listings first. And yeah, that's pretty much my focus. A few things on my head. I've got to do a whole bunch of stuff here for the auction work that I'm doing for backpacks, and of course I have a whole bunch of clothes and things in here to sort. There's some interesting stuff in here, so could be some quick wins as well. You know me, never a dull day, plenty of things to do. I'm just going to get things set up, and not that it's going to take too long, and grab a coffee, sit down and get into the listings. Hope you're doing well. All right, folks, I'm going to do some listings, get this done, and then we'll get on cracking with the day. Let's do it. All right, well, I have done 41 listings, very happy with that. And I must say, having this desk makes a huge difference, being able to be productive and get this done. And you know, that's probably the main thing that I've been focusing on over the last 7-8 weeks. I haven't been doing nowhere near as much work in terms of, you know, getting stuff for listings, you know, like taking photos of listings and things like that. I have been so focused on just getting things set up, getting things right, putting things in place to know that as we progress through here over the next, you know, 3 to 5 years, I want things to be simplified. I want things to work. What's really going to test all of this is, like my way of thinking is, we've got all this clothing, right? So we're going to start to process it. Now, we haven't really kicked that process off. I mean, we have got all the North Face back. Well, we got about 30 pieces of North Face back yesterday, which is from this lot. But all of this clothing, right, it's going to be a nice test to see how much we can process in how much time. And really, I'm actually starting to re-evaluate and start to think, well, short-term wise, I may leverage this office space for more and more of this kind of situation. And because in the short term, we only need really the one desk. Carla only works here once a week at the moment. And it might mean that we can actually do more of the sorting and prepping and stuff in here. And that way it's going straight back out, and it actually becomes a good space to be able to do it. Like if I had half the amount of this, doing it all in here might make a lot more sense. And yeah, these are all things that come to mind and make me think about things in different ways. I do have other ideas for in here that I want to do, but short-term wise, it doesn't make sense. But my focus right now is doing work that I can do today that is going to enable us as we continue to grow. And it's the economies of scale, right? Is because now I have the ability to say yes. Now I have the ability to be able to, you know, do more things. So for instance, I can spread the costs across more things if we're offering more services or more products. I can use obviously the space to store more inventory and handle more client work, such as the managed services that we've been doing for the e-waste and things like that. But it also means like we just have the ability and power to be able to leverage the space to be able to execute more and with ease. And the key thing is we have to be able to do it with ease, because I can have all this stock that you can see around me, but if we're not actually being able to work on it and do it, then it's pointless. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm just going to do a couple little admin things, got to send some emails, and then we'll get doing some work. All right, folks, I've just been cleaning up all this space here a bit just to, I still have to do a lot on here, but like I said, I've got to set this up so that I can have my photographer be a little bit more productive in sorting stuff, kind of like what Carla and I were doing the other day. So we're almost there. I've made up a couple of washing bags and just thinned this out a little bit. So I've just been working on that, and look, I'm getting excited because there's lots of things happening and opportunities, but at the same time, the gap between where I am now and where I want to be, it really just requires a lot of action and a lot of work. So there's so many things that I can be doing, want to be doing, as I said a bit earlier. So really just trying to, when my mind's motivated to do those things, just take massive action on them, but at the same time, not using that as an excuse or a distraction to do the things that I should be doing. So definitely a fine balance, and I find myself in this position quite a lot because we have so many paths we can take. We have things I can be doing over there. I have stuff I can be doing here. I have things we can be doing there. I have things I can be doing there. I've got stuff I can be doing over there. Like, there's constant pushes and pulls for what I need to be doing, for what others need to be doing, and all these different things. So that's why my mind is always like bouncing around like this. And what I would like to be able to do is, I will be getting a bit of a whiteboard, putting it on wheels, locking it down in terms of what are the tasks that need to happen, to make sure that I can visualize it, smash it, beat it out of the park, and move on to the next task. Anyway, I'll give you an update in a sec. Okay, so we finally made some space here. I'm going to start sorting all these clothes so I can make space and make the individual an offer on all the goods. Like, from a top-down perspective, it doesn't look like anything super crazy in here, but there is some stuff that we saw the other day. So I'm going to go through it all, see if I can make them an offer, make up a deal for us, and then start. Oh, there's shoes in here as well. Yeah, and that way all this space will be made, and then I might clean up a little bit more, and then I'll have space for my photographer. They're working at the moment, but they'll be helping sorting the rest of this a bit later. Let's see what we can find. Whew, all right, been a bit gone through all that. I actually had a business banking call as well, so that's why it took a bit longer. But 15 items in here, not really crazy amounts or anything crazy. There's some nice jeans, a couple of cool jackets. This one's nice, and yeah, some bigger jackets there. 15 items out of all of that, which isn't really a lot, not a really good hit rate, but I will sell those shoes for the individual as well, but they'll probably be consignment. I've got to go through them. I'm probably only going to offer probably $5 a piece, to be honest. There's probably one in here that will go for, look, some of it might go $40, couple pieces, some of the lower, a lot of it's bread and butter, which, you know, and just trying to manage cash flow. And look, I put a lot back. There's some there which maybe we could have got and, you know, sold for $20, but it's just not worth it because it's so saturated and competitive. Really need the top brands, and I need to keep the dollar point on par, because some of these will sit for a while. There's a few interesting pieces in here. It's always nice to find another Callan made in Australia. They're always fun to sell. It's a bit of a smaller size though, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, happy with this, so I can clean this up now and make space for the next sort. All right, we're back listing again. So yesterday I did the 10 MacBooks. Well, John, my lister, has already done them, so I'm actually going to list them right now because I've got a regular customer that's keen to buy them. So I'm going to get them up, and then I give them a heads up that they've gone live, and then they can go through and we'll work out a deal. Excuse me. The other thing that I will say is, if you are looking for someone to help you with your listings, I do have a listing service called Pro List Assist. We have a team of, it alternates between 5 and 7 individuals. We have a number of clients which are very, very, very happy. We've done over 20,000 listings now. If that sounds like something you're interested in, we are still running a small little special. We have got our website up and running, but there's a few things that we're testing on it. So if you wanted to get involved and you're looking to do more than 20 listings per day, we do still have the opportunity for people to jump on board at $1.50 per listing. Otherwise it'll be $2 once that website is 100% live. Yeah, let me know, reach out down below in the comments, or send me a message, or send me an email. Get in contact. I'm going to get these done. All right, folks, finished the MacBooks. We listed those, and we've had a customer come through and actually purchase like 6 of them already, which is pretty good. We're just waiting for them to pay, and then we're going to do the full packing for the day, which there isn't actually much. In the meantime, I've just been sorting all of this other stuff that we moved out of the front office. We've got lots of toys, we've got lots of cars, trains, Thomas, some random bits and bobs. We've got some Lego, some Light My Bricks over there. There's a Fallout 76 thumbs up. A few other bits and bobs, nothing crazy in here. There is some vintage staplers and stuff in there, stationery, and I think there was some more down there, and there's some vintage magic stuff underneath there, which is pretty cool. Oh, and then we've got some Duplo, so I'm going to start to process this now. Alright team, it's been a bit. I finished doing a whole bunch of different photos and listings, sorting all the Matchbox cars, the Thomas trains, all that stuff. The laptops have now sold. We've sold a whole bunch. Actually, one customer purchased 6, and then someone else purchased one, so we're going to process them now. It's actually been very dead quiet. Like I said that this morning, we're sitting back down on 90,690, which is pretty low, and I've only got really 11 orders to go out. So the rest of it really was just actually a bit of shorts. Some person did buy 3 Harley Davidson sweaters, which is nice, but yeah, it's a bit weird. I reckon it's probably to do with the whole stock market and holidays, at a combination between the two. So anyway, I'm going to pack all these orders up. It's 1:41. I've got my photographer starting to sort through that big lot of clothing at the moment. So yeah, making good progress. Whew. All right, team, what a day. It's currently 10 to 4. It feels like a long day. We're almost through the majority of the quick win of this. I've done some Lego, done a few things under there as well. So that's almost done. I've done all the postage now as well. Still very quiet. It's very frustrating, but we've had some great success in here. Very grateful for my photographer. He's sorted it all, put it into the categories, t-shirts and things like that, sweatshirts, fleece and all that. And then there's a few other bits and bobs that have been put into categories for certain customers, and also stuff that's going for washing. I've got to just shuffle this a little bit. And then they're back here on Thursday, and they'll be working on this and this. So hopefully Thursday will be all done. I've actually got, 2 customers that's going to be coming to look at some of this stuff. Just starting to move some of it already. Not wholesale or anything, it's just purely just my regulars that kind of pick at that kind of stuff because we have ongoing business. So that's going to happen for the rest of the week. Now tomorrow, I'm not actually here. I'm heading off to do some trip. I think we're going to Wangaratta, Shepparton and Wangaratta to drop off a whole bunch of backpacks for Backpack for Vic Kids. So I'll be leaving early. I've actually got to call my co-driver, Ingo, and find out what time we're leaving. But I've got to go pick up Carla now actually. Carla's getting back a bit earlier, pick her up. We're coming back here. She's got a meeting. And it's just easier to do it here than to quickly rush home, and then we'll be wrapping up for the day. So I'll probably nick out in a second, come back, and we'll wrap it all up for the day. So good day, not too bad. I feel like I haven't really done much. It's been a bit of a slow kind of pace day, but it's been good to be able to just make some progress with all those clothes, all the other clothes, some of this consignment stuff. Actually got some photos done, and I'll still do a few more while Carla's got her meeting. We've got those that we've got to do. I've still got a backlog over here that I need to do, but we're making good progress. Slowly chipping away at it, and that's really what we got to stay focused on. So grateful for all this. I'll be back here in a jiffy, folks. And we're back, folks. And look who it is. The boss is here, so we've got to behave now. So yep, back just here for a bit while Carla does her meeting. I'll probably just do a little bit of admins and stuff, but quick change of plans. Like I was literally just telling you that I won't be here tomorrow because I'm doing a trip for backpacks. Well, that's now being postponed to next week. So I will be here tomorrow for half day. I'll still go to backpacks in the morning. We'll do a little bit of stuff there, and then I'll come back for the half day here. And then next week will be the full trip up into where we're going. So slight change of plans, but doesn't really change anything, to be honest. It just means I've got more time to do stuff tomorrow. So not too bad. I'm just going to do a little bit of admin. I'm probably not going to take you through anything else, guys. I'll wrap it up there for you. And yeah, I'll be back here in the morning doing it all again. Ciao. Folks, and just like that, it was Wednesday. All right, so it's another day. A bit out of it because I was planning to obviously be away today, but it's a win-win. Just a bit of a switcheroo. I'll be away next week. I'm here today. Well, I'm here for this morning for the next hour or so. I'll go to backpacks and then I'll come back and do afternoon here. I was meant to be driving up into Northern Victoria. Anyway, so what are we doing today? Well, I'm just going to get the photographer stuff all set up and make sure that's all charged so they can take action. This morning, not really going to be doing too much. I'll probably just do a little bit of admin, just cleaning up a little things. I actually think today I'm going to be able to take a whole bunch of stuff to the tip. Try and do that on the way home. So that will probably be a priority today. And then I really want to just get a few more things fixed up here so I can get back into workflows. And yeah, it's been still dead quiet. Like just It's very frustrating, very, very frustrating of how quiet it is, but you know, that's the reality of it. Washing isn't back till Thursday, which is obviously tomorrow, which isn't a bad thing. I am wanting to get things moving very quickly, but patience, young Padawan. I'm very keen to get this stuff out because there's some really cool stuff in here. But that will go out, tomorrow. I've got to take all this to my drop-off location. That's the stuff that just basically, it's just not worth anything. We have a person that purchases it through backpacks, and they get a little bit of money back from the rag house, so that goes back into charity. And I've also got a few bags in there as well that I got to take. So I'm going to take that to backpacks today as well. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. And really, I think I'm in the mood to just start taking some action again on getting things resolved over here. As much as I should be processing stuff, at the moment there's a few bit of friction points because I still haven't cleaned up all the unpacking that we did over the 7 weeks ago. And it's stuff that I've been putting off, and I just got to do it. So I think that's where I'm going to put a lot of my time this afternoon. We are probably going to start to list these ones as well. I'm going to grab these out. Still need to put this away. Like, there's just stuff that I've been putting off because, I mean, it doesn't really impact. It's not a big issue, but they're just things that are going to make life a little bit easier. So these we can probably start to list as well. Some really nice poly leather jackets, and they will probably go out. I might even get the photographer to do these today, because they've only really got, they'll probably finish all this today. I'm not even kidding. Maybe not, we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna get set up and then I'll take you through what I'm doing. All right, this is where we landed for the op shop stuff versus the rag stuff as well. Lots. There is a lot in here, but it's good to be gone. All right, now that that's done, nice. It's actually, you feel liberated when you get rid of stuff. But I think, yeah, the rest of the afternoon when I come back, I'll be doing a lot of the cleanup of some of those boxes and things, like stuff down there, stuff over here. I mean, a lot of these boxes I want to keep. So some of these boxes I might actually have to just put up far away or tuck away over here. It would also be good to get this cleaned up, get that all sorted. That's really where I'm going to put my attention today, just to get some space cleaned up, just so we know what we're working with, because there's a lot of wasted space that I can probably be leveraging for just the storage of things a little bit better, like obviously all of this, and then there's a whole bunch of obviously stuff in here as well. So that's that. I think now it's only 8:30, so I don't have to leave for about another 45 minutes. I'm actually probably just going to get the post out, get that ready to go, so when I come back I can do a pick, pack and post. I might even start it, to be honest, but it's been dead, absolutely dead quiet. And you know, last week we almost hit 95,000, and there was a lot of you saying, oh, I think we're going to get to that 100,000 pretty quick. We're back down to 91,600. That's how quick it changes. That roller coaster is brutal, but we're going to charge on and push hard to make it happen. So we've got 9 sales going out, a couple of multi-orders in there, so nothing too crazy. All right, folks, I'm off. I will be back in a jiffy. Ciao. All right, folks, we're back. I'm going to do a packing session now. It's not too much. We did have a couple more orders come through just in the last couple of hours. So it's a total of 14 to go out now. Basically, just some lower end stuff. We've got some shirts going out. We've got some jeans. We do have these Tarzos going out. They're going international, actually. They're going for about 70 bucks. Posted, but yeah, other than that, nothing crazy, which is a little bit unfortunate. I did have a question just come through, so I'm going to answer that right now. This has come through from it's come through from Matthew. Thanks for the question, mate, and thanks for the comment. So to answer your question, the question is, how did the pre-loved partner with eBay come about? Is it something they reach out to you for, or do you have to apply for yourself? You sell about 200, 250 a month, which is about 90% clothing, so would love to know. So interesting. they reached out to me. I think it was they were focusing on top rated sellers, and then depending on how much clothing you sell, I had to go through a review process and fill out a form, and then they called me, answered a couple of questions, and then they set it up. So if you actually go to the Pre-Love site, I think you can find, if you just Google it, just Google Pre-Love Partner eBay AU, it comes up, and then it says they will be expanding the program over time, and they'll be reaching out for more people to apply. So I think what they do is they kind of find who they're curious about, reach out to them, give them some insights about the program, ask if you want to join, and then you have to fill out an application. I don't know the specifics on the qualifications of that. All I know is that, I was fortunate too, but then I had to agree to a certain amount of terms of what I'm going to do, how do I uphold the standard that we're doing, and things like that. So great question, and it's obviously quite new here for Australia. I don't know if it's global or whatever, but in terms of what benefit has it had, I couldn't tell you exactly. All I know is that it is meant to boost your ability to have engagement with other customers, of course. So all right, team, postage is done, and now it's time to do a little bit of a cleanup. So first set of action is just work out what boxes I'm keeping, what boxes I'm folding, what boxes I'm throwing, etc., etc. There's a big pile over here, we've got stuff over there, and there's a bit in here as well. So I'm not actually going to get to drop it off today, but I am going to load the van with it today. That way it's just out of the way and we can start to make progress. So let's get working on this. Jockers. All right, and in good fashion, folks, change of plans. This is what we've got. I'm actually going to go drop all this off now because it's only 2:20. We've got plenty of time. Managed to clear out all this space. I've got to make it a bit neater once I get back, and then I'll finish up cleaning up over there. But they're all boxes we're keeping. But no, it was pretty good. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go drop that off. It's literally just 15-20 minutes around the corner. And I'm just checking there's nothing else, and then be back here, and good news, getting the ewaste drop off. So good timing. All right, see you in a jiffy. All right, team, we're back in the car. We're off to do the drop off, and I've just been reflecting, and reflecting is becoming a key part of me being able to continuously be successful. Actually, I mean, that's a given. You need to continuously reflect to continuously grow if you want to learn from your mistakes, right? And let me bring you a little bit closer. So just this week, obviously thinking about different things that are going on, and obviously at the moment I'm not stressed, but I get frustrated when obviously sales are down. But over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about getting out of your own way, right? Stop dilly-dallying on the things that you need to do, and even though the stuff that I've just done now, taking this to the to the tip and all that jazz, they're things that are super important because they're things that I keep putting off. And I'm making the excuse that they're not priority, they're not important at the moment. But I know that once I get these things out of the way and get that space for better use of space, being able to be more productive, removing the friction points, it also removes frustration, and it enables me to thrive, but it enables other people to thrive if they're working with me and things like that as well. And as you've been seeing, that I've been having to shuffle and still move things around when the whole purpose and point of the warehouse is to not have to do that. We should not needing to have to be shuffling, moving, and fixing things and all that. So for me right now, because I'm frustrated with lack of sales, I get motivated to take that frustration out on other things. And in this case, I'm taking the frustration out on the things that are frustrating me, in the sense of I know that they're going to give us a better productivity. So, and I know this is a weird way to kind of talk about me just getting rid of cardboard and things, but you've been watching, if you've been watching here for the last 7 weeks, you know how much that's been piling up and all the things that I've been putting off to do there. And this is the first, I guess, chip off that block of making really good progress there, because when you make really good progress there, it's going to clear up one less thing that I have to think about, top of mind. And if you can get those things off top of mind, the next important thing becomes clear to you, and you'll be able to just work on it. So by me getting those things out of the way, I can then get things set up in other things that I want to get set up. I've still got shelving that's meant to be going in there, but it's not urgent because I haven't had the space to put it. If I don't have stuff in the way, I can get the shelving, we can start maximizing that space and sorting opportunities and things like that. So, geez, Chris, why is it taking you so long to do this? Anyway, so I'm going to do that, but now I'm super excited because I've done that and I've just made extra space, and I'm getting a pallet drop off as well. So, of more e-waste and I think some more media stuff. So, that's what we want. We want the constant flow of stuff coming in, and I need to be able to work with that. And now that I continue to make better space, we can do that a lot easier too. So anyway, I'm just kind of like talking back to myself because I'm just really happy. Maybe I'm just proud of myself for actually just doing the thing that I've been not wanting to do for a long time, and we're getting it done. So that's me, and I hope that can kind of be taken to you in another way. So like you can reflect on that, or maybe it's relevant, or maybe give you a perspective of maybe you're putting things off as well, and you really just need to kick yourself in the butt and just go do the work, right? It could be simple things of doing a cleanup, or maybe you just got to do listings. Maybe you need to take photos. I don't know. It's different for everyone, but I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go drop this off, get back to the warehouse, and get back to work. All right, team, we are back, and we've made some nice amount of space here now. Look at this, so much more room for activities. This is good, way better. And we'll be getting a drop off shortly, which is great, and all of these will be going as well. So the next task, not necessarily right now, or I did forget to take one box of goodies of e-waste that was meant to go, but I forgot to take that. We still got to do that, but I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually just clean up over in this section over here quickly, because it's a quick win. And might also, yeah, just clean this up a bit too. Just getting stuff organized. All right, thanks, making some good progress here. We've got that up there now, almost done here. I actually then just had a little yell out because I had the door closed. We just had the delivery come through as well. This is actually probably our biggest one. Like this is chockers. So very happy with this. And then there's a couple more boxes just here as well. Now this is a mixture of things. Obviously I'm not going to go through this today. We did get the media stuff. That looks like it's nothing. But this one, maybe some potential. But that's not really what I'm excited about. This is what I'm excited about. Excuse me. So I'm going to finish up over there. That's tomorrow's fun now, and then wrap it up for the day. All right, folks, that is a wrap, and I'm actually pretty happy with how we went. Things are looking a little bit thinner. Still got to do that, still all that, but we've opened up a bit of space here. This is looking way better here. Still have to do that. Didn't get to that, but that's okay. And obviously we still have plenty of space up there. But I still need to solve how I'm going to be managing all the rack situation, because and I was chatting to my photographer about this. Basically, actually I was chatting to both of my photographers about this. So we're getting all this into bags, right? And then the whole purpose of that is to give us space, and then we can basically just take bags for the washing. And it was so we could sort into categories and things like that. We then need to start on this one. This one is all the big stuff. Like we're talking parka jackets. Like some of these are like full length. So I'm gonna have to hang those once they've been washed and prepped. So I'm probably gonna have to get more hangers to put in here. I think that's what we're gonna have to do, which isn't a bad problem. Yeah, I got to think about it. I mean, look, I'm not going to do it obviously this week. So by the time maybe you've seen this video, maybe you've got an idea. I can't really fit any more in there. Some of that will change because some of that we're going to rotate in cycling for, you know, some of that's market stock. So some of that won't go to market. We'll start doing jackets. So we'll rotate the stock. But there's going to be a bunch of these. There's no point putting them in bags. They should just be hanged. And then when they're ready to be sent, yeah, interesting. Very interesting. The only other alternative I have is getting one big long hanger that kind of goes down this way or something, but it's just going to be too inconvenient. We did also think about doing it down here, because all of this, there's still shelving here. We're actually nearly out of space. No, we've got plenty. So I think tomorrow I'm going to have to work on this, and I already have to start working for the next market anyway. All of this is market stock that we rotate and things like that, and then all of this will turn into shelving. So that's probably going to happen in the next week or two. But we do need to do a consolidation, because we are actually we've actually been selling a lot in terms of, as you can see, there's empty boxes, and there's plenty of space to make some savings in here. Like down the end there's a few in here, like here as well. So like there's plenty of opportunity. But when we do the next consolidation, we don't have to do consolidation because of space, but it's more so to actually, I need to do a stock take as well before the end of the year, so financial year, so trying to hold that out as long as possible. Yeah, and there is probably actually some opportunity to do some more racking down here. If I can clear out this stuff, which is for the market, that's going to end up going up here probably, then there will be some more space here as well. So we've got options. It's only 8 weeks in, and geez, yeah, it's actually wow, we've been here for 2 months. Crazy. Anyway, that's it from me, folks. We'll be back here again tomorrow doing it all again. Ciao, folks, and welcome to Thursday, just like that. It's a new day. I've been very excited to get here today. A couple of reasons why. Number one is we've got all of that electronics and e-waste and stuff to go through that rocked up yesterday. So I'm super excited to be able to jump on and get into that today. Hopefully we can finalize it all. I just realized I left the walkie stacker on. Silly duffer. And yeah, so that's one thing that I'm super excited for. The other thing is I'm going to have my photographer in today, number 2, who's going to be helping continue to do all of this sorting. So today we should actually get that finalized, and maybe even all that, which I'm very excited to do. We're getting this all sent out. This is some really beautiful wool stuff. That's all going out for washing. We get washing, come back. I get excited with these things because we're making progress, and when we're making progress and I can see it tangibly, yeah, I get motivated, I get encouraged, and that's what we want, right? So when you take action, you get results, and with the results come outcomes, and the outcomes is usually what we want. Of course, at the same time, then there's that fine balance of sales are dead. I think we're down 50% this week. From an average perspective, which is pretty frustrating, but hopefully I do have a customer coming today to do some picking, and then I've got someone coming tomorrow as well for some more wholesale stuff. So hopefully that will get up, and hopefully we'll find some more iPhones, some laptops and all that stuff in the electronics today, which will mean we can do some quick sales on that stuff too. So it is what it is. It is 7:09 in the morning. I've just gotten in, I'm just setting this up, getting things on charge, ready for the photographers. We're almost out of stock here. As you can see, we're processing. That stuff still, we're working through. I have kind of slowed down on that because we've been trying to get the other big lot focused. But yeah, it's all good. Big girl. So my plan today is I need to go finish my listings. I'll do 20 more listings. Already did 20 this morning. Really want to get onto that e-waste stuff. I do need to still do some stuff over here, but maybe we'll focus on just getting that done today. And then, yeah, ideally also cleaning up some of this stuff is really important too. So still got a few little humps to get over, and I know I've been putting a lot of this stuff off, but at the same time, I want to keep progressing with the e-waste stuff. Get that done, probably do some chore work, clean up some stuff, and then hopefully we can have a productive day on Friday. So yeah, let's get set up. I'm gonna go do some listings, have a coffee, and we'll get into it, folks. Hope you're excited as I am. All right, folks, I'm gonna get this happening, get it done. I've got my cheeky little St. Ellie coffee here as well. This is an oat latte. They actually haven't been too bad, to be honest. I've been listing a lot of Wrangler shirts this morning, and I've got 20 more items to do. Like what I like to do is I like to do the same kind of items all at once because it's just seamless. So I've got a lot of Tommy H that I've got to do. I did Ralph the other day. I'm going to jump on doing these Tommies. We've got about probably 15 of them here. So I'm going to jump on that. There's a couple of Carhartt ones as well. And that's really what I'm focusing on this morning, just getting those button shirts up. And then probably tomorrow I'll be jumping on the North Face because we've got a really good backlog of that. And yeah, still doing 40 a day at the moment. I'm just waiting until we get a nice consistent backlog, and I'll jump on doing the basically hopefully up to 50, and then by the end of the year the goal is to get to 60. So that's my plan. I'm going to do this. I'll put some tunes on and just enjoy myself and get it done. Cheers. All right, I just had a question come through from Quiet Chaos Corp. I apologize if I'm butchering your name, your tag. But you've asked, do you bundle any clothes? Because I'm honestly just not trying to store hundreds of items, so I would like to definitely move more inventory with each sale instead of one-offs. So in theory, yes and no. So I don't sell bundles, but what I do is I sell multi-quantity orders. So I've got incentives for customers to come and purchase more than one item, and they'll get 15% off, 25% off, 33% off, 40% off if they buy multiple items. And you know, I'll have customers come through, and I think the highest I've had now is like 17 items. Whereas, you know, there's quite a few. Most days I'm sending out an order, at least one order that's got 2 or 3 items in it. So my repeat customer base is usually those ones. But also, you know, I'm just continuously trying to add that value where you can save on shipping, you can save on cost, and you can get all the stuff that you want. I've got people buying outfits or people buying 5 different shirts, all those kind of things. So that's what I would encourage you to do. If you're wanting to move items as bundles, I would rather just wholesale it rather than deal with trying to take lots of photos of all these different items. Look, I might end up doing bundles to just move old stock, but the problem is, I feel like it just creates a little bit more work with all the questions. I could be wrong. So that's really my take on that, and that's my approach on that. That's how I go about it. And yeah, increasing the average order value by the multiple items going out in the orders, which have been really, really good. So yeah. All right, folks, all done. I ended up doing 48 actually. Was in a roll, so I just kept going, and but I've left enough for the, you know, that I've got a good backlog over the coming next days. We will probably get about, hopefully this photographer will do about 40 today. And then they're going to be helping sort all that. I'm hopefully going to get on some of the electronics and some of the other things in here. So I'm just going to get finalized, set up, probably just, I might even do the pick of the post, get all that out, get it ready to go. Once the photographer gets here, we'll catch up, just go through all the different things that they'll be doing today, and then the day will start. I'm excited. I just feel excited just because lots of things are happening, things are great. I mean, there's things that aren't going great, but all round, can't really complain. Let's get it, folks. All right, so we've got a total of just 9 orders going out, which is ridiculous. And we're back down to 91,494. So still dropping, like it's pretty gnarly. We did sell this Barbie. This is via consignment. I was just chatting before about, you know, how we do multi-quantity orders. So one person has come through and purchased these 3 shackets, 1, 2, and 3. So very happy with that. And then we've just got some Carhartt, we've got some women's taking shape, some Levi's, a couple of little toys, and these guys have gone for about 160 bucks or something. We do have a return as well that I'm going to go through and just double check. I actually need to call eBay as well, because I've got an order stuck in awaiting postage when it's already been sent, it's already been done. So I'm just wanting to make sure that that's not causing any issues for like late shipments and things like that. It doesn't say that, but can't be too careful these days. So I'm going to call eBay once it's 9 o'clock and just get that sorted. In the interim, I'm just going to get this packed up, ready to go. Hopefully we'll get a few more sales. All right, folks, the washing has come back. I've just flat laid it all out, which is really good. We've got a lot of sweaters here, some Tommy, actually lots of Tommy, lots of Ralph, Polo, all that stuff, really good stuff. We've got a few more knits here as well, knit sweaters, and then lots of pants. So I've got my photographers here actually already, but they're doing sorting first, and then they'll do photos a bit later. Yeah, I'm gonna get cracking onto this e-waste now, see what we can find, and hopefully we can find some more laptops, sell them off to my business customer, and then start to get the phones and all that jazz into the process. But we've got to weigh all this, we have to check all this, we have to sort all this. It's a bit of a slog. Right, first box is done. I've now moved on to the second one. So what we have to do is we have to weigh it, figure out the total, then I have to sort them into the two different types, weigh that, and then I actually have to then weigh how much we take out of it. That just helps with the flow. It's not, we've got it down pat now, it's pretty good. So far, you know, we've taken only about 3.3 kilos, but there was about 23 kilos when we started. So yeah. Now we're going to do box number 2. I thought they were actually already separated out, but as I started to process them, realized no, they were mixed. So that's why I just have to do it this way. It's not a too bad process, pretty easy. It only takes about 5-10 minutes. This is nothing special, but it's definitely something super cool to find. I mean, just the nostalgia. It's so cool. Let me know in the comments, did you ever watch this? Would you watch this? I love Zelda. And another cool classic. All right, everything has now been weighed. We ended up on 248.4 kilos. It's probably going to be about 250 once I weigh the speaker that's on. Now we start to process it. We take what we need, what we want, what makes sense, and charge on. All right, so now we process, and the way we do this is trying to do things passively as we do it. So laptops, they go into a tub, they go into a guy, so I don't have to think about them. They go over here. Whereas then there's, you know, stuff like phones and stuff we put separate. Oh, there's some video games. Sweet. So separating things out, and then when we find like the stuff that has cables that we don't want, cut it, put it straight in here. If we have a big clump of it, what I do is I put it in an unsorted cable box, and that becomes a job for a later day. iPhone. So this is what I'm just kind of doing, separating things out. What's worth it, what's not worth it, etc, etc. So yeah, let's do it. I'll show you what I got at the end. And we are done. So we did manage to get probably some of our best stuff that we've got in a long time. So we did get another Mac, we got some calculators which will be bundled lots. We've got a lot of cameras, pretty good, a lot of iPads, a few other bits and bobs in here. I've got this interesting thing as well, got to test this though. Lots of phones, and we've also got a whole bunch of laptops and this amp as well. So we still need to weigh everything now, but yeah, I think we've done pretty good. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of chargers which go with the laptops that I sell, so yeah. Oh, and also the video games. Nice. Realize there's one more box. It's got a PlayStation 2 in it. Sweet. Alright, so we kind of just hit a jackpot. Like, this is probably one of my best finds I've ever found. Game Boy Advance. We also got, actually I think there's a Sonic game here. I don't know where that went. Oh, there it is. We also got a couple of Sega games from the Game Gear. We've got Pokemon games. We've got a PlayStation 2 Slim, some more phones. We've got an old Apple notebook, and it's got all the components, extra goodies for it. This is wild. Oh, there's another game. So this is pretty neat. I'm pretty happy with this. A couple of old iPods as well. Oh, that's actually not that old. That's quite one of the newer ones. So very happy with this. Just finishing sorting it all. Another little iPod there. Look at that. I mean, come on. Who would have thought, hey? Who would have thought? Alright, that's all done. It's all ready to go back now. Got the laptops out. Just sent them to my customer to see if it's going to be worth their time or not. I'm going to finish the postage now, and then we'll start to clean up this so that we can be productive, whether this afternoon or potentially all day tomorrow. All right, it has been a minute. It's been good. Lots of things been happening today. Just very grateful, also tired, and it's already, I feel like I accomplished 2 things and then 3 more things pop up. So we did all that. I've got the laptop guy coming tomorrow now, so looks like I don't know what we've sold, but a bunch of this has been sold, so that's good. They're coming tomorrow. I just had another drop off of clothing and stuff to sort through, so maybe try and get that to today, tomorrow. Haven't finished the post, just got one more thing to pack, and I think I just had 3 more sales. But the good news is this is now all done. A little bit of here to clean up, but it is now all in bags, and we've kept out the big jackets and the North Face, which is what I'm going to process first. So appreciate my photographer doing all this. And then I had a customer come and spend over $1,000 on some stock, which is good because it's been a very quiet week, and that cash flow is key. Just paid my Amex bill, which was horrible, which is to basically fund all of this. But we paid it, we managed to pay it, and we're still flying, so it's gnarly stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna just finish doing the postage, and then I really want to just get this all packed up and cleaned up so that I can get focused for tomorrow, because I didn't have my photographer do any photos today. They've actually just been focused purely in there to get that done, so that now we can start being productive and it's not taking up so much space. And I've actually got another customer coming tomorrow. These are just my regulars coming to get some goodies from here. So yeah, give me a sec, and I'll be chatting to you soon again. I know you miss me, it's okay. The moment of truth. Is it going to work? Oh. It's working. Yeah, anyway, I think the controls on this one are a little bit dodgy, but I'm happy with this. I've just been over here sorting some things, getting ready for tomorrow, and I just couldn't resist without having a little sneaky peek at Pokemon Ruby. But there's a whole bunch of other games in here that I'm going to have to test. So we've got Crystal, which is nice. We've got Silver. Oh, there's another iPod. Just been getting all this ready. So these are all the iPhones we're going to do tomorrow, and there's a couple of Samsungs and Google Pixels in there. We've got iPods to do. We've got these bundle of calculators. These are all the cameras we've got. Like, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. And I just can't keep putting it off. I need to get on top of that. This thing's going to be sold as parts only because it is missing a few different bits and bobs. I mean, I'll be able to test it actually. These games I can test. I can't test the Pokemon DS games, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm just going to bundle them up. This one, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's okay. Oh, there's Emerald as well. Sweet. Alright, well, I'm going to keep getting ready. It's 4:11. I'm waiting for her here from Carla when she gets a train. Probably picking her up around 5:30 or so. So still got a little bit of time. The other thing that needs to happen this week, so we've got this to go through, which is a new thing added to the task. I still need to make up some next round of washing. I'm not going to do that until my customer comes tomorrow because they're going to go for a whole bunch of that stuff, so makes sense. And then washing bag wise, what are we sending for washing next? I think what we're going to do is we're going to start to work through the big puffer jackets, and I'm going to send out a lot of the Ralph stuff, the polos, the rugby tops. We've got a big batch of jerseys. Probably that's what we're going to work on, and the button shirts, just the quick wins. Like, these are all jerseys. just send all those out. I don't even know what's in here. I haven't even looked. And then we can just start to work our way through this. We've got fleece. We've got, so he actually went through and he actually labeled all army bombers. We've got thin puffer mix brand. That's all Marmot. That's fleeces, sweatshirts, more sweatshirts. There's tees in there. This is all stuff I just got to continue to sort. These are all button-ups. This is all puffer jackets and jackets. That's more of that. Actually, there's always North Face that we can go through as well. Probably do that. So there's lots of opportunity, folks. Lots and lots of opportunity. I'm excited. We're making progress. We've actually pretty much nearly done everything that I wanted to get done this week. So, and we've still got Friday. So Carla will be here tomorrow as well. I enjoy Fridays. Just having Carla around, and you know, we usually grab lunch together, and it's just nice. It's just really nice. All right, I'm going to continue this while I wait. All right, what a win for the day. I've just finished taking photos of all the video games except for the 2 DS ones. I've got a few others, I might bundle them together. I've just got to take a photo of the Game Boy and then that's all done. So though we didn't get many other things done in terms of listings, I have got some quick wins, and there's probably, after all the Pokemon games, I mean, it's probably going to be close to $1,000 bucks. I just got to take a photo of the Game Boy Advance. And then I'm going to go just start to sort some more clothing, like put them into some bags. I've got the stuff that I've already started to pull into the bags from, well, it's not even all part of that stuff that we sorted today. It's actually this stuff here, just trying to make it a bit more neater. I'm going to do that for the next 15-20 minutes, and then I'm going to go pick up Carla, and that will be the end of the day. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. Appreciate you, and we'll be back here again, doing it all again in the morning. For you, it's only just going to be like that. So what a day. Sales are down, but hey, I'm still a very happy man, just because there's wins in other places. And this is actually super important. Why? You know, having eBay is great, and I love eBay, but eBay, we've only done $300 today, done $1,000 through wholesale. We've found some opportunities through these other managed services that we're now doing. And it's working out really, really well, right? We've got the media lots, we've got all the laptops, we've got constant sources now. This is the wire situation that I'm doing. That's just going to be passive. No rush to do it, but over time we will, you know, obviously make some money from that. And this was in here as well. I think I showed this already. Anyway, that's it, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao. Folks, and just like that, it was Friday, and Friday means we have the boss in the house.
Morning.
How you doing, babe?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
So Carla's here. She works from here on the Fridays, which was great. We just grabbed some breakfast, a coffee. We just take the mornings a little bit slower, but well, she does. I don't. I've got a customer coming in the next hour, so we're just going to have some breakfast and then I'll get ready for that. I've also got another customer coming today for the laptops, and then after that it will just be kind of usual day of pick, pack and post, and hopefully get into some of the goodies over here that we started to set up for yesterday. And then I've also got to do a washing bag prep as well of 10 bags. So that will be the focus of the day. Until then, I'm going to enjoy this bacon and egg and hash brown muffin. And Carla's got the egg and lettuce sandwich. Yep. Ciao. All right, team. So a couple other things that I forgot to mention is probably try and get to this today as well. So I've just been getting everything set up in the office with all the clothes, just for when the customer arrives, so they can go through it easy enough. But in the interim, because they're going to be in about 20 minutes, I did want to answer a quick question that came through, but while my computer's loading up. So sales have kind of picked up a little bit overnight, which is good. I always love it when we have sales overnight, because it means, well, it's passive, right? Always nice to have them come through when you're sleeping. So we've dropped back down to 91,723. We did get up to 92,000 again yesterday, but it's literally just like this. But I did have a question come through, which I answered in the comments already, but there was a bit of a follow-up to it. And I just figured other people probably have a similar a question. So I figured why not, answer it. Why is this not working? From Complete Relaxation 8275, and it's in relation to how do you account for GST for your eBay sales? Now, the first thing that I'll say here is, one, you need to chat to your accountant. This is not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. That's all I can share, but it's going to be a little different for everyone potentially. Ideally, it's going to be the same in terms of how it rolls up to the ATO, but 100% please chat to your accountant and make sure you're doing the right thing that needs to be done. So for me, when it comes to GST, how do I cater for that for all my eBay sales? Well, it's just included in the sales price. Like, it's not like I've got an additional thing that comes up on eBay that says, oh, and plus GST. GST you only have to pay if you're doing $75,000 in the year. Once you hit that, then you have to start paying it on your quarterly BAS statements. So for me, everything's just assumed included. So when I'm doing my BAS, if I've got $100,000 in revenue, the GST is coming straight off the $100,000 top line. But when it comes to credits, that's where it gets a little bit different. So the question was, how the GST from my sales reported to the ATO given that we don't issue invoices? Well, this one is straightforward, right? So if you've got a, I don't know if, maybe you're never done GST before, which is fair enough, but you can get GST calculators and stuff. I'm just going to show it on screen so you can see that I don't do anything incorrect, just to make sure we're all doing this the correct way. But goods and services tax. So let's say I do $100,000 in revenue in a quarter, right? Which is what we're trying to do, right? So GST inclusive, 10%, calculate it. It's going to mean that the net amount was actually, I did 90,000 and I have 90,909 and I have to pay $9,090 GST, right? So that's how it is essentially calculated. Now, it's basically a similar process, but for your credits. Now, I think that was the second part of the question. Most items that are bought from markets to resell don't come with an invoice. So you're talking about credits now. So this is where you need to speak to your accountant to make sure you're doing this the right way. So I can only obviously get credit of GST. So like I pay GST on someone else, when purchasing items, if the invoice has it on there, right? If it says included or this is the total amount of GST. If you're buying from a garage sale, like there's no receipt to say that you pay GST on top of it, especially if you're paying in cash like that. So different accountants are probably going to have different ways of how they manage this, but I actually usually just don't do it because I don't have the evidence to do it. There is probably some level of workaround if you're getting a receipt that doesn't actually call it out, like from a charity and things like that, because they don't pay GST. But there's so many variables and so many different ways that this could play out. You 100% need to chat to your accountant. When it's come to these situations, I've just let Ethan, my accountant, manage it, and he tells me what I need to do for certain circumstances, and then I just follow that, right? Because it starts to get a little complex because of the way we operate. But because I buy a lot of wholesale and a lot of my expenses, are going through invoices like the warehouse and stuff, I do have a lot of, GST that I pay, which I get it back in my credits. So yeah, that's really how I manage it. Again, please go speak to an accountant, but really good question. All right, team, I'm gonna pick out some orders. Maybe I'll show you a few things that have been selling as well, just while I'm waiting for the folks to arrive. Like I said, it's been a little bit better over the last, actually I just had a sale just come through. So we've got 14 orders to go out, which is great. One of them is a multi-quantity. Kicking off is a pair of jeans. And these are actually a pair of Lacoste jeans. And these have gone international to, I think they've gone to the UK. So I don't usually sell a lot of those kind of jeans, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Next up is just a Caroline Morgan. This is just a little blouse top, new with tags, that's gone for $22.50 plus post. We've got some Meredith pants. These are a pair of wool pants, and they've gone for $36 plus postage. And this one's gone for $40 plus postage. I've got some polo chinos, $13.60. These have also gone for $30 plus postage. Then we've got another polo button-down shirt. This is like a tartan plaid. Then we've got Amani Exchange. This is kind of like a little skivvy. That one went for 20 plus post. Then we've got a Muhammad Ali. This one's gone for 25 plus post, so nothing crazy. Then we've got a Nautica sweater. This is a quarter zip knit. This is from all the sweaters that we had come back at the start of the week. That one for 27 plus post. We've got 2 Sterics going out. These have gone for like 210 posted. Then we've got a Calvin Klein. Surprisingly, this spell out sweater has gone for 27 plus post. We've got a little Country Road knit. This is a nice heavy knit, very beautiful. That one for 31.20 posted. Then we've got a Tommy sweater. This one's gone for 27 plus post. And our last item that's just sold before is a Lululemon crop leggings that has gone for $51.20 posted. And that should be just here. That one I only paid like $5 for, which is pretty good. So that's it. I'm happy with that. Let's get packing. All right, folks, it's been a little bit. Postage is all done. I've had the customer come and get some goodies. They spent a good $500, which I'm very grateful for, so thank you. And had some lunch with Carla. Just been taking a bit of a break. My next customer comes in about 45 minutes, so between now and then I think I'm just going to do the washing bags, get that all sorted, and then this afternoon Carla's got an appointment, and then while Carla goes to her appointment, I'll either do this, but really I want to be doing these need to be get done, start processing all this, so yeah, I'm gonna go pack some washing bags. All right, folks, in true fashion, everything's changed and running a bit behind schedule, but that's okay. Just had my other customer here buying some laptops, which has been really good. Really appreciate these business deals because it just makes business so much easier. So they've spent $100. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. That's done. We've been chatting for about probably an hour or so, probably longer than that. It was a really good conversation. Really enjoy it. So it's 3:15 now. Carla's left. She's gone to her appointment. I've actually got to go to finish the washing bags, get that ready. True fashion, probably pushing this out, not going to get to it. But I'm going to go do the washing, and then any time left, I'll probably post the rest of the items because I've had another 4 or 5 sales come through, which is great. Couple of international. Get that done before I leave so they don't miss out over the weekend. And yeah, and I've got to pick Carla up at 5:30, but I'll be leaving here around 4:30 because I have another deal to pick up, my regular Friday pickup. So yeah, 2 orders international, some Harley Davidson and some Foo Fighters, so not too bad. All right, in terms of what's going out for washing, we've just been getting these bags ready. When I say we, it's just been me and you've just been watching in the background, but we've got a lot of small North Face sweaters going out, a few hoodies, a few other things that I'm pulling out, sending all the jerseys as well, and then I've got a lot of the rugby polos, a lot of Ralph in here, and I think there's a few more sweaters and stuff as well. So I'm going to make those bags up now, get them over there, and then I think next week we'll be starting on all of this as well. So it's going to get busy. Let me get this done and then move on to the next task. Just going to chuck you over here, get you scooted in over here. So we'll probably make up a few bags and we'll probably chuck them down here. Boom. All right, so we've got 9 bags and I've added 1 extra bag in there because they're pretty heavy and full, so that way she can bring them back a lot easier. That's done. We're sending fleece, we're sending shirts, we're sending jerseys, we're sending jackets, some smaller jackets. Happy with that. What a day. It's now 4 o'clock, so I'm just going to do some quick win stuff before I leave. And of course, true fashion, I haven't really done everything that I wanted to achieve, but you know, this is the beauty of it. There's this conflict between I want to do everything now versus we've got time. We've got plenty of time. We've got a good backlog of drafts now. Even though we've had less team working this week, I haven't had my photographer in today, we've still managed to process and progress through a whole bunch of different listings, and I've still got all those Game Boy stuff that I've actually held off listing because I've got someone interested in some of it. But if they don't come back very soon, I'm just going to start listing it over the weekend, get some nice weekend sales from that. But we've got stock coming out of our ears, which is great. And this is the beauty of it. Like, even though I want to have all this done now, it's okay. It is okay that it doesn't get done. I'm talking to myself right now, because I'll be able to just do this next week. It's no rush. We've got stock to go up. We've got listings. I've done 58 listings again today, which I'm very grateful for, to be able to get that processed. And though we haven't done everything that I wanted to get done, we've got great opportunities for next week. So all of this we'll need to process next week. We need to really get on the electronics for some quick wins, get some cash flow, but I've had some pretty good cash flow. I've actually had a couple more sales come through, which I'm going to do quickly before I leave. But this is the stuff that's got to go back. This is going to the hospital, I believe, and I'll be doing a trade-off if there's anything else. But yeah, I'm just starting to think about what I'm recapping for next week, which we're going to do in the car when I go do my next pickup. But just wanted to say right now, the more I reflect, the more I talk to other people, especially having some conversations with my customers today, and just hearing their perspectives of what they see we're doing here. Not to toot my own horn, but it's really nice to be able to hear other people's perspectives that are watching, like you guys, when you leave comments. It means the world to me, because when I'm doing my business, I'm either looking very straightforward to the task that I'm doing, or I'm looking bird's eye view. What I'm not necessarily looking at is broader view, because you've been watching me potentially for a while, and you've seen the journey, you've seen the progress. Every so often I go back and I look at a video from a year ago or 2 years ago, and little cringeworthy, and I've been talking about this for the last week and this week and last week, but the importance of reflecting and being able to hear that reflection from someone else's perspective, it gave me goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps. It makes me just, wow, this is where we're at. And as much as I'm trying to speed, it's okay. Time, if you're building this, you just got to be willing to spend the time. I had a question that came from Justin this week in my live stream about, what's the number one advice you'd give to any new reseller? And I think it's grow at your own slow pace, and understand your metrics. But growing slow is going to be different to everyone. Growing slow essentially means move at the pace that makes you comfortable, to then be willing to get uncomfortable. I know it sounds funny, but the reality is for me, when I create chaos for me to move and take the next action to grow, I'm doing that comfortably, knowing that I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for the next level. So sometimes it might seem like I'm doing way too much at the same time. I'm doing all these different things. I'm not doing anything more than I can't handle. And if I can't handle it, it just gets pushed out. It gets delayed. I do it next week. I do it tomorrow, whatever. But it forces me to be able to see, what can we do? It puts the pressure under me to understand, what are we capable of achieving? When I say we, me and the team. And it also then helps me think, okay, so how do we do this better? How do we do this more efficient? When you're building your business, when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, you want to grow slow to what you're able to do. If it's going to take you a little bit longer to figure out how things work, that's okay. For me, my grow slow is, I'm happy to keep figuring this out for the next 10 years of what it's going to take to get me to where I want to be. That's my grow slow. Your grow slow might be, maybe you're not comfortable of having your first store on eBay. Maybe you're too scared to dive into a new category. Go slow, figure out what that looks like. Maybe buy a little bit of here, a little bit there, and understand what is it going to look like to set up a new process, and figure it out. That's what grow slow means. In your own terms, in your own speed, in your own pace, and you'll get comfortable, and then you'll be comfortable to do more. That's really the secret sauce of it all, right? And so, even though I get frustrated with myself of not getting these things done, it's these moments right now where I can stop and just kind of zoom out and just looking around, come on. I can't believe I'm here. I can, but I can't. It sometimes is a little bit surreal. And I just really want to encourage everyone that when you're building out whatever it is that you're doing. It doesn't even have to be business. Whatever it is that you're doing, it could be a YouTube channel for all I care. Whatever it is that you're doing, have fun doing it. Enjoy the process. Understand where you're going, what you want, what does it look like, and just remember that you did this. You're doing this. You're in control. If things aren't working, do something about it. If you're not happy with the results, do something about it. But if the results are good and things are working and you're happy, be proud of that, right? And make sure you reward yourself. Carl and I, we're going out for dinner tonight. We're just going to take it easy, just enjoy. And it's those little moments where we can just kind of just go do what we want when we want is great. And I'm very grateful for this business and this opportunity to be able to do that. All right, I'm going to pack last order and then it'll be time to go. What a day. All right, that's a wrap for the warehouse for the week. I am heading off now to do the post. We'll do a bit of a recap on the way home and take you through the numbers and all that jazz. But again, really just taking a moment to just soak it all in. Still got some big changes that need to happen in here to make things where I want it to be, especially here, but we're making progress. I'm just talking to myself. Appreciate you. Let's jump in the car. Let's have a bit of a chat. And of course, if you've got any questions, please let me know and I'll do my best to get back to you next week as well. But yeah, let's jump into the recap.
Folks, all right. What a week. Far out. I mean, I'm just having a moment just being grateful. I'm very grateful for what has happened. And like, it hasn't even been like a crazy week in terms of like we've done crazy dollars or anything, but just, you know, when you zoom out and you look at things and understand what's going on, what's happening, what's coming, the opportunity before you, the ability of opportunity that we can create, I'm just feeling it. I'm just quite chuffed. And yeah, just soaking it all in. So it's been a pretty good week when I think about it that. But look, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's still a lot of things that I keep putting off, keep pushing out, don't get done, all those different things. But every week we're making greater and better progress closer to where I want to be. And that is the key point. It's probably the key point I keep talking about every single week. If you can do one thing every day that's going to get you closer to where you want to be, then that day is a success. That day is a win. That day is worth, you know, being grateful for, because you're still making the progress of where you want to be. For me, I set out heaps of things to do because I know there is heaps of things to be done. But even if they don't all get done, but we're still, you know, ticking off boxes, then it's a great accomplishment. I think where the struggle is like there's always more things being added to the list. And it's a very good problem to have, and it's something that I still need to solve for, of like, how do we manage that inflow of things coming in? Because I clearly can't do everything at the same time. Yes, I'm going to be hiring. That's not going to probably happen until the end of the financial year, just till we get a bit more of the cash flow back up. But all these opportunities flying in and happening, and I've got people messaging me for, you know, opportunities and things like that, which again, super grateful for. And they're all good problems to have, but they're problems I'm still having to figure out how to solve. And the thing I love about doing all of this is that's all it is. They're just problems to solve. They're just small things that you need to get over, and then they're bigger things that you've got to get over, and just figure out, how do we do them better? Or how do we get past this point? How do we pivot? How do we get over this obstacle? And just because I'm facing a different problem to someone else doesn't mean your problem isn't bigger, better, worse off, or whatever, right? We have problems in our point in time of our progress journey that challenge us to something new, because we don't know what we don't know. Heck, there's people here that are, you know, selling way different things that I sell, yet you're really expert at that. You're going to be thriving at that. You're going to be better at doing that than what I'm doing. Whereas I'm going to be better at doing something else. That's the beauty of all of this, is there's no best way, there's no right way, there's no only way. the only way, the best way, and the right way is the way that's going to work for you and your business. And these are all just things that are just on top of my head, so I'm just playing it back. So this is all the things that I've been feeling and experiencing all week. But at the same time, there's been a lot of things of ups and downs through the week, but here I am finishing up the week and I am super happy, just excited for what's coming. The other thing that I will share is I've applied to go to Retail Fest. I filled out the ticket today. I'm pending to get, it has to go through a review process. So hopefully I'll be going to Retail Fest. That's at the end of May, which is in, 6 weeks basically. So hopefully get that all booked up for next week. And then, it's only 4 weeks till I go, 4 weeks and a bit till I go to Singapore, which is for a holiday and to go with Carla's family, which is going to be great. So all these things are coming and there's lots of exciting things happening, but at the same time, I'm also so excited. I don't know what this is, just a weird thing, but I'm just excited for the washing to come back next week. The reason why is because we have the capacity, we have the space to be able to process it, and I'm not stressed about it, how we're going to do anything with it, where we're going to put it. I know how it's going to work. And this comes back to that point I was saying, that we have problems, we solve problems, we figure out how to do them, and then you keep doing them. And the problems that you originally have, once you've done them enough, once you put in enough reps, they become simpler, and then they just become a normal day in the life. And then you look for the next thing that's a challenge that's going to grow your business and help you succeed more. That's my big takeaways for the week. Appreciate you all being here and all the questions and comments. If you made it this far, I will just put up on screen the winner of this week's code word. I've spun the wheel. This is the winner. Congratulations. Please reach out to me by Instagram or reach out to me by my email, which is in my About Me section on YouTube, and prove that you are the winner. And I'll send you a $20 gift card. So get in contact and we'll make that happen. This week's code word. You've done pretty well last week, folks. This week's code word is going to be... Alright, the code word for this week is opportunity. And I'm going to give you brownie points or extra points, or maybe I'll chuck your name extra in the spinning wheel to win, if you actually answer this question for me. What is the number one opportunity that you have right now in your business that you should be doing right now? And another way to frame this, and this actually came from Jason. He posted this on in one of the eBay Australia sites on Facebook the other week, and it was a really good question, and this is what made me think about the opportunity. So opportunity is the key word, but brownie points if you answer these questions. The first one being, what's the number one opportunity that you have in your business right now that you should be doing? Or the other way you can look at it is, if someone was to buy your business today, what would be the first thing that they do? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Really appreciate the engagement. Financials. Let's talk about financials. So this week it was a bit of a grind to get those dollary-doos happening. At the moment when I've just left, we were sitting on about $5,000. That's including about must be about $1,700 of wholesale this week. So we're down this week on eBay. But I've just had quite a few sales come through, so maybe the weekend's going to be green. Maybe the weekend's going to be, make up for the lost couple of days. So fingers crossed. I think we're going to land on somewhere between $6,000 and $7,000, which is above average. So $6,000 is the target. We're aiming on, ideally we're aiming for about $7,000, $8,000 every week. That is my current, don't really want to be slipping on that. So that's that. In terms of how the month is going, we're hitting our targets. We're a little bit behind. We're on track to still do about $30,000 when I last looked at it. $30,000 for April, which basically still is averaging out to $1,000 a day. So, we're where we are where I want to be, but it is getting a little touch and go there. So I'm going to continue to push into some of the quick win sales next week. Expense wise, it's been pretty good. Nothing super crazy, no unexpected costs at this point. So been happy with that. Yeah, I think it might actually work out to be not too bad. So that's that. Yeah, again, appreciate you all being here. If you did have any questions, chuck them down below. We'll be back here next week doing it all again. And Q2 has really kicked off, right? And again, come back to that question about, you know, what's the number one opportunity that you have in your business right now that you should be doing? Or I'll leave you with this again, the question being, if someone was to buy your business today, what would be the first thing that they change? Really curious to hear it from you guys. Appreciate you all. Ciao.